It is time for our weekly rants and raves. I'm going to start with Callie.
Well, speaking of people reinventing talk show format, perhaps, or reinventing how news is presenting now, Al Jazeera America, used to be known as Al Jazeera English, is starting in August. And since they bought Current TV, they have been building up their staffs with some really fine folks from a variety of networks, NBC, CNN. They're just grabbing off, both the production people particularly, and a couple of, name folks like Ali Vici, who came from CNN and did an excellent job on the business news. So they've got two big primetime shows they're going to air, one about money called Real Money and the other one America Tonight. They do some really good work. I mean, the whole thing was that the political animosity toward Al Jazeera, but I have to say, their work has been strong. When you go over there, it's good. It'll be very interesting to see how they pull all this together. And by the way, they do have resources, and we'll see what we get.
Good point. All right, John, what do you got?
Okay, I have a rave this week.
Oh, right. What a surprise.
For all the local stations, including WBZ, that went wall-to-wall with coverage of former Governor Paul Cellucci's funeral the other day. And here's why. Media coverage of politics is unrelentingly, as it should be, in my view, skeptical, cynical, sometimes hostile. I raise my hand, guilty as charged. That's my job, at least as I perceive it. But there's another part of the reality of politicians, in many cases, most cases I would say, which is they're pretty decent, interesting human beings. And the opportunity to bring that out for an hour and a half of uninterrupted airtime, I thought was a real public service, a civic service. I was glad to be part of it. And I think, and you know what, it got pretty good ratings, too. So I think people at home appreciated the opportunity to experience politics in a different, more positive way for once.
As long as you're bringing that up, let me give Channel 7 a kick in the pants for not doing it. They did not. They didn't carry it at all.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They did not. They didn't carry it. They had Dan Housley down there. That was the only reporter I even saw there. They did not carry it. We didn't either, but we can't. We don't have the resources.
One other thing that story offered is anytime I see one of these events where you have, President Clinton and the two presidents, Bush and President Obama, rubbing shoulders and talking with each other, or talking with each other's family members, I'm a sucker for it. And this offered some of those moments.
Seeing all those people in the same room.
And almost no one would talk to Romney.
Yeah, okay.
He got out of there like that.
I was hanging over the balcony looking at that.
Governor Cellucci.
No, he got in the line. He got in the line to go to.
Oh, I mean afterward.
Yeah,
I think he made up.
Adam, what do you got?
I just want to rant briefly about the Boston media's treatment of the Patriots signing of Tim Tebow. Tebow was a huge story 2 years ago, and then he was a pretty big story when he went to the Jets also. But now he's kind of a washout. We know that he's not the second coming. We know he's not a football Jesus. And I think there was an excitement in the local media, especially the local sports media, to act like, okay, well, these other people had their turn 2 years ago or 1 year ago, and now, as the Herald put it on their cover, it's our Tebow time. Tebow time is done. And I think, it's an interesting subplot, but people got a little too excited about it here in Boston, in my opinion.
I got to differ with you there.
Yeah, me too.
I think we were giving the people what they wanted. Anything about the Patriots is big news in this town. And to have Tebow there, the Tebow-Belichick connection, Tebow Brady, I wonder what Giselle thinks. Actually, I don't care, but still, I think it deserved its 48 hours of burning white hot, and now it's off.
And the burning question, what's he going to play, and is he going to be doing the Tebow on the field? And
I think it's the opposite of the Whitey Bulger discussion we had earlier. For people who know nothing about sports, that was interesting to me. So I enjoyed all the coverage.
Shall we all do it?
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, Dan.
I have a rave for Jerry Remy, the color announcer for the Red Sox. He's been off the air for several weeks now. It was originally announced that he was having allergy problems and would be back quickly. Then we heard he had pneumonia. He's had some serious health problems the last few years. Yes, he had lung cancer. And the people who've been filling in for him, especially Dennis Eckersley, have been terrific. But there's nobody quite like Jerry, and I hope he's back soon. He's a great part of the New England scene and the Red Sox.
Amen. Love him.
He's a good guy. We do like him. All right, well, this is kind of strange because it's sort of a rant, but I feel like I was pretending the news. So last night I'm watching CBS TV News with Scott Pelley. It's my go-to. I watch you guys first and then go to that.
Good call.
And I see them doing a 45-second story about a San Francisco condo that just sold a parking place for $82,000. So I'm saying to myself, Scott, that's chump change. I said, we can trump that in a heartbeat. I said, so tomorrow morning I'm going to do a quick search, because even on my alley, and see what does the average parking space go for. Well, I didn't have to do the research because the Boston Globe did it for me. They had the front page today was about the story of, it's tandem, which means 2 spots. But it was there. Yeah, that's it. That's the tandem spot. That's $560,000. So I was gonna send it over to Scott and ask him if he was gonna put that. That would have been kind of funny.
Yeah.
I thought, well, no. But anyway, it's like 82,000.
I know that 560K sounds like a lot, but as part of that, you get a deal with God to melt the snow when it falls, so you don't have to shovel.
At least the one in San Francisco was indoors.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was a garage.
Right.
This is like 2 outside spots. And people will be putting their BMWs and Rolls Royces in there, trust me.
I'm sure.
Jeez.
All right, that is it. What's your take on the NewsHour? Does it need a makeover, or do you like it just the way it is? Tell us at beatthepress.org.